The People First podcast is a show presented by people with learning disabilities for our friends and community. We talk about issues that are important to us and interview interesting people to find out new information. This is our way to make a difference and have our voices heard.
Hello and welcome to the People First podcast. Today we are speaking to Sean Gilligan, who has been involved in a local organisation called the Trustees. Her way of working as a teacher for many years, in fact, Sean has taught and worked with some of our members before, so we're really happy to welcome him to the show today.
What is the Good Shepherd Centre? What support do they offer?
Great. I'm really pleased to be here, and I'll just tell you a little bit about the Good Shepherd Centre. It is located on West Lane. It was formerly the parish of Our Lady of Victories, but with a shortage of priests, they decided to amalgamate two parishes. So Our Lady of Victories became part of St Anne's, and as a result of that, the premises on West Lane was redundant, and the diocese decided to offer it at a peppercorn rent. We have courses in conversation, English conversation, British way of life. We have courses in horticulture. Lots and lots of different courses. A group for mental health, mum and toddlers, all kinds of activities going on. But you could find out all that from the website.
How and why did the Good Shepherd Centre start?
I was chair of governors at the junior school, St Anne's Junior School, and Dorota, who is now the director of the Good Shepherd Centre, came to the governors and said, what are you doing to help people newly arriving to our community and people in our community who are on the margins, who are struggling? And we all looked at each other and we were embarrassed, but we decided to start a nursery in St Anne's and half a day where people could come, newly arriving people, families, could come and get advice about health and about education and about employment and any number of issues that were troubling them. And so that was the start of the Good Shepherd Centre. And when this church and presbytery at Our Lady of Victories became available, the diocese offered us that property at a peppercorn rent. That means, little money each year, and we're on a 10-year lease.
What is your favourite part about being involved with the Trustees?
Yeah, well, it's almost a continuation of the work that I was doing in the Holy Family School, where I retired from the Holy Family School in 2011. All right, and it was a continuation of that kind of work. So basically what we're doing at the Good Shepherd Centre is sharing our gifts and our blessings with those people who are not so fortunate. And so there's great joy in being able to do that.
You used to be a teacher. How many years did you teach and what joy about it?
Okay. I was a teacher for 42 years in the Holy Family School. I started off as a PE teacher, and then in time I became head of year, and for the last 20 years I was the deputy head. I thoroughly enjoyed my job. I didn't care really whether it was a Sunday or a Monday or a Friday or even when it was the holidays. I really enjoyed interaction with young people, and that I regard as a real privilege. So yes, I enjoyed my time at Holy Family School, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the kind of things that we did a little later on.
Do you have any memories or stories from the points as a teacher?
Yes, I have many, many, many happy memories. Maybe I'll tell you about a situation where a lady came into school one day, very early on when I was a young teacher, and she said, the deputy head said to me, would I go into the hall and make sure this elderly lady, was able to get on with the presentation she was making to a group of Year 10 students. And so I went in and I stood at the front with my arms folded, and I glowered at anybody who was looking sideways and not paying attention. And at the end of it, she said to me, would you like to go to Lourdes? Now, she was talking about Lourdes, not the cricket match, Lourdes, but a place of pilgrimage in the south of France. And I thought, she said, you could go as a helper to help the sick and the handicapped people that were going there. And I thought, well, I really wasn't very much interested, to be honest. But I thought, I'd take south of France. That must be good weather. And I wasn't married. I was single. And so I thought that's another bonus. And then I thought I could take my swimming trunks and my suntan cream. And for all the wrong reasons, I went to Lourdes. And anyway, I thought this elderly lady, she would forget about it. She'd forget, she'd ask me, and that would be the end of it. But what happened was that about 3 months later, I got an invoice, and I had to present myself at Manchester Airport. And from there, I had an experience that was absolutely phenomenal, and which in a way changed my life. I went there. I'll just give one example. There was a young boy there on the plane who had muscular dystrophy. And that means that your muscles are wearing away. And so it was very difficult for him even to hold his head straight on his shoulders. That if there was a slightest jolt, then his head would fall to one side. And so my job was to keep his head straight on his shoulders and sit behind him on the plane and keep his head straight. And it went on from there. I could tell stories. I would be here till tea time telling stories. But I really, really enjoyed that experience. And when I came back, I was determined to make sure that other young people that I was involved with in school would have the opportunity to do and experience what I'd experienced.
Can I remember being taught by you? Whoever inspired you to become a teacher?
Yeah, I think really that, I was at St. Bede's in Bradford, and a group of 6 of us decided we'd go to college in Liverpool. And so there was no great ambition to be a teacher, but we got into a college called Christ College of Education in Liverpool, and we had a fantastic time there. And I didn't really want to leave Liverpool, but I was offered a job here at the Holy Family School, and I decided to take the job and leave Liverpool. But I've really, really enjoyed my time there.
You organise trips to Lourdes. Could you be trips?
Great. Yeah, that's an absolute pleasure to do that. As I said, I went quite by accident to Lourdes in the first place. One of the boys we had to look after when we got there, myself and another numpty like myself, who knew nothing about medical things or how to care for people, we were given a young lad to look after who was paralysed from the waist down. So as we're sitting here now, he looked perfectly normal. He was a bright lad, but from his waist down, he was paralysed. And that means that, when he wanted to go to the toilet, he had to have a gadget attached to his penis so that he could go that way. And then if he wanted to go the other way, then he had to take a tablet. His feet, because he didn't get much exercise, he'd put on a lot of weight. His legs were They were not shaped at all. They were sort of, because he never walked on his legs. This all happened when he was in a swimming pool and he slipped and he broke his spine. And so, but he was such a fantastic lad, because when you have those personal things to do for somebody, you know, if you've ever been to the doctors and he says, well, take your trousers down, you're flipping, you know, you feel so embarrassed. And this lad must have been so embarrassed. That's with the doctor, but even worse when somebody doesn't know what to do and how to do it, you know. But he was so patient, and we pushed him all around the place in Lourdes, and he really enjoyed it. But, you know, as happens so often, you know, in Lourdes, you know, there was more pleasure in it for me. He gave more to me than I gave to him. And again, I really wanted the young people to experience this. So often young people feel sorry for themselves and feel they're badly done to, you know, and I wanted them to experience this joy in sharing their gifts and blessings with those that, you know, aren't as fortunate.
To sing, the band, the Sussard, Dale, and the foreigner. What sort of the music do you play, and how do you start playing in band?
Yes, I've been much involved in music in that kind of way. You know, I did GCSE music, but I can't play any instruments, and it wasn't for want of trying. You know, I used to try with the guitar, and I used to try with the keyboard, but you know, I really wasn't very successful at that. But I have a loud voice, a big mouth, you know, and so in a way, I tend to lead a group of people. And I started with a fella called Danny Murphy, who he's a fantastic accordion player, and he plays by ear. He doesn't read music, he just plays by ear. And we tended to do Irish music, you know. So for many years we went to clubs and particularly, you know, sort of to Irish clubs and sang Irish music and Irish dancing. And you know, so we had a great time with that, and different people joined over the years, and we got all the gear together. But we had a great time doing that.
Do you have any plan for what you are going to work on in the future?
Yeah, we have great plans at the Good Shepherd Centre. You know, we're working really, really hard, and we've been successful in attracting financial support. So, you know, to refurbish the hall and to appoint members of staff. So we really, really are looking forward to extending the provision for people in the community who you know, just need a leg up, you know, sort of a good bit of support, and things are going really, really well. I'll just give an example. The other day, we've been helping people, so many people, I think about 5,000 people have been helped to gain settlement status. You know, sort of people coming from different countries, from Poland, from Slovakia, from Africa, Sudan, you know, and we've helped them to be successful in getting settlement status. You know, when the Ukrainian appeal was on, we sent 3 articulated lorries of donations from the community here to send to the Ukraine. So there's so much to do in that work. And on a regular basis, we run different courses. We have mum and toddlers groups. We have luncheon clubs that Graeme comes to. And so there are regular events at the Good Shepherd Centre.
If people want to find out more about Good Shepherd, where can you find it?
We have a regular newsletter. Well, not too regular, but we also have a website which is kept very much up to date. So if anybody was interested in finding out anything more about the Good Shepherd Centre and the activities that we undertake to provide for the community, then they could find all that on the website.
They're all questions we have today. Big thanks again to Sean for coming in, joining us on the podcast today. We really enjoy learning more about Good Shepherd and talking with you today. Is there anything else we would like to add before we end the show sign off?
I would like to say a big thank you to Graeme particularly, who introduced me here to the People First podcast. And, I've really enjoyed the experience. And, I look forward to finding out more about how this works. It's really impressive, and I'm really grateful to everyone here at People First for giving me this invitation and this opportunity. And I'm sure it's a new experience for me, but it's one that I will look forward to developing in the future.
Remember to comment, like, share on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. You find us by searching for the People First podcast. Thanks for listening, and we see you next time.